welcome back to that Average Joe podcast. Of course, I'm your host here, Joe, and today we are talking the rebrand. In particular, we're talking the JT rebrand, we're talking my rebrand, and possibly the rebrand for you. And it just basically says, like, we saw JT, we know her from the City Girls, her and Young Miami. They came, just took over. And there was a point where they were slowly, falling off, as we always say, kind of getting their fall from grace. And JC said now she had to figure out what her next move and what she was going to kind of just do for herself, because now that that era is coming to an end, what do I do? And I don't want to stop making music. So what's next? And that's when she, dropped Sideways, and then she came out with, Okay, and, she went on her backyard tour, and then fast forward, she dropped her mixtape, and now we see her on her tour now, solo tour, and really doing it big. And so I'm kind of just talking this also something for myself and how I plan to do my own personal rebrand and kind of end one era, one chapter of my life and move on to the next. And in her interview, she talked about how, first of all, it's very nerve-wracking and you wonder how people are going to take you. Are they going to take you seriously? Are they going to fall with you through this journey? Are they going to laugh at you? As you can see, social media was not very, kind to it. People clowned it, the backyard barbecues and keep going and performing them one or two songs. Like, people are always going to have something to say. The critics, the haters, the people, they're always going to have something to say. But sometimes the biggest critic, the biggest hater is sometimes yourself. Sometimes you really do psych yourself out and you don't even get the chance to do things that you want to do because you're too afraid. It's like, oh, I don't even get on that roller coaster. I'm so scared. It's like you didn't even give yourself a try. And before you realize, like, was too scared or wasn't your cup of tea, or maybe that's not how you wanted to do it. Maybe you have your own way of doing it. So I can even, mostly saying this for myself, and also too maybe for you, but like not psyching myself out and just doing something what I want to do and going headstrong full onto it and not half-assing it. I definitely do that. I definitely half-ass, get really excited and then just stop. I know we've all been a victim of that, and definitely need to stop doing that and being consistent. Like, that's something JT was doing. She was consistently putting out the songs, checking the temperature. She's on Twitter, tweeting, talking to the fans, interacting. She was constantly putting herself out there, so that you can see this now, JT, and not the City Girls. You can see her as an individual, because we definitely gave Miami her individual. Like, she was always Young Miami, then she was Carisha. Like, it was, she gave off very more personable. And so now we're just now getting the chance to see and it's explore like who she really is. And I feel like that's what I'm doing. Like, I don't feel like people don't really know me, and I'm like very sheltered and closed off, words that my friends say about me. And I kind of want to break out and be more open and vulnerable and honest, and just a much better version of myself. I, don't want to do, I want to be a more polished version of myself, which is what I think JT did very well. Like, she took that image and then just kind of like, just elevated and made it more herself and who she truly is. And I think that's what I need to do, is find and curate my identity, which comes from a lot of like reflecting, restructuring, reorganize, a lot of because like you're really redoing everything. So it's a lot of like re-preparing, waking up with like a purpose and a plan, and, making sure I follow through with that. These are my big faults, so I'm just kind of more so speaking on myself here. But like following through, JT knew she always wanted to be a rapper, and she needed to follow through with her plan and lock herself in the studio. I need to lock myself behind this ring light and this camera and just push out the content and just keep talking. Because more so, above all, if this does not matriculate itself into anything, I love talking, and I want to look back on my videos, 50 years from now, show my grandkids, show, my children and family and everybody, what I was thinking about. And, I can't do that if I don't get behind the camera and record, and if I don't push myself to get up, get dressed, get cute, and actually do, following through with my plan. But we're going back to the rebrand and not being afraid to rebrand yourself and, you can completely shed the old who you were. And it's a lot within. Like, I had to, like, even standing up for myself and voicing my opinion. I'd sometimes just brush things under the shoulder, but like when somebody agitates you or something, and letting them know in a positive way, definitely learn, and how refreshing that feels. But just coming up onto myself and the next era, and not being not psyching myself out. I really want to lean back on that, and not being afraid to start from the bottom and really rebuild. It's not, sometimes you feel like you were here. I wasn't even there, but sometimes you feel like you were like all the way up here, and it's hard to see yourself down here or feel like you're down there. Don't. And Drake said it best, like, started from the bottom, now we're here. Like, you're gonna look back and laugh and be like, oh, I thought that was the bottom and it was the end all be all. And it's like, no, things are very temporary, especially when you are actually really working toward being the better version of yourself, and achieving the goals you want, and putting yourself in the better rooms and better positions, which is all the things I want to do, that I very much lacked off on, but very much holding myself accountable, which is a part of the rebrand, is a lot of holding myself accountable, setting a schedule. If I don't accomplish something, make sure it goes into the next day, and making sure things get done. I've just seen myself, like, recently being, creating a schedule, whether it was like going on vacation or like a day-to-day schedule, and just how much more productive it is. And just how much I see myself, just like, I'm like, oh wow, like the old me would have just brushed it off. Like, getting up and recording this video today, big power moves, because I would have definitely brushed it off and be like, we'll do it again next week or next day or something. But it's okay to end an era and move forward to a next chapter. That's what this little rant video is going to be about. And you should always be looking for ways to reinvent and become a better version of yourself, because you aren't confined to or molded to what people think, or what you've kind of like characterized yourself, like box you put yourself into. You can open, you can explore, you can try things. People have gone from crackheads to Oval Offices and stuff. People have homeless to Harvard. People have done 360 transformations and have reached so many new heights. So I just gotta do that for myself, but actually actively make the right changes so that I can achieve those goals. So this is for you guys, and this is for all of us out there who are looking to make a rebrand. Do not be afraid. It's a-okay to always continuously look for ways to improve yourself and hold yourself accountable, because that's what we're going to be doing on this channel, holding ourselves accountable, and people, everybody, everything. So put that ego aside, put those naysayers, critics, and everything, put that in the back. Even though sometimes we know it's ourselves, don't psych yourself out. It's okay to start from the bottom and rebuild yourself. It's actually, it's a clean slate. You can do a clean slate on your life, and all the old things that you tolerated and all the old things that you did, I don't do them anymore. I don't, that's just not me. And people will adjust. People will come to. The same way with JT, some of us have been with you from the beginning. We were with you through the middle, the jail, the come out, the confusion and refiguring out yourself, and we are with you now. Some people won't always make it through the full cycle of you, but you will meet beautiful new people that will come in and completely change and transform your life, and you'll be like, where have you been all my life? And it was like, no, God wanted me to come now into your presence. So please comment, like, and subscribe, and tell me what your rebrand is going to be. I'll always share. And also, too, what have you thought about the JT rebrand? And are you excited for my rebrand and the channel's complete rebrand?